And a very warm welcome to 2021, first video of the year. And this week we're going to be talking about the Mari Lwyd. Let me just apologize about the fogginess in here. I'm filming quite late at night in my outdoor study, and it's quite misty in here. There's nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to have to muddle on and look kind of like a phantom, which is appropriate given that we're talking about the Mari Lwyd. This video is very much here to introduce what I'm hoping is going to be a new program of research looking at the Mari Lwyd in lockdown, or intangible forms of heritage in the context of lockdown. Now, if you're not sure what the Mari Lwyd is, let me give you a couple of quick tasters just to bring you up to speed.
Dyma ni'n dywed gobeithio'n diniwed I ofyn am gynnar, I ofyn am gynnar, I ofyn am gynnar I ganu. Os noch o'n ni Anwy'n barod elodi Lan ar llawnau o'n i
Okay, so you got a sense there, hopefully, as to what the Mari Lwyd was about 50, 60 years ago and what the Mari Lwyd is more recently. For those of you who participate in the Mari Lwyd, you know that this is a tradition rooted in the late 18th and throughout the 19th century that has in recent years gone through a really successful series of what have been described as revivals. I've actually argued that the modern Mari Lwyd is something out on its own as a unique form of cultural heritage. However you view the Mari Lwyd, it is undeniable that it has become incredibly popular in recent years, and we're seeing versions pop up all across Wales. We're seeing the English language variations appearing across the southwest of England and beyond. We're also seeing versions of the Mari Lwyd appearing in Australia and in North America. So it's a revival that is really on the up. And we are at the time of year which is traditionally Mari Lwyd season. There is a tradition that the Mari Lwyd, this decorated horse skull, would go out on the 6th of January, which is a time of filming a couple of days away. Really the first few weeks of January have in recent years been the time in which you can almost guarantee that you're going to see a Mari Lwyd somewhere, somehow. However, we are in the context of lockdown, and COVID regulations are upon us once again, in particular in Wales, but we're seeing it to a lesser extent in England, Scotland, large-scale lockdowns as well. So what this research project is about is questioning, what do we do with these traditions during lockdown? So I'm making an appeal to anybody who is participating in a Mari Lwyd or has participated in a Mari Lwyd, who keeps a Mari Lwyd, who usually takes one out, or if you just happen to see a Mari Lwyd this year. I would like to know about it. I would like to know how people are taking on the tradition and keeping it alive in the context of lockdown. Or indeed, are you saying it's not worth the risk, it's not worth the bother, we're just going to stay in and we won't do it this year? That's really interesting if it does happen, because traditions are very vulnerable to rapid change. So if there are examples, say of a Mari Lwyd that's been going out every year for the last 5 years and it doesn't go out this year, I'm going to be really keen to track that to see if it picks up again next year, or if this COVID intervention is more problematic for the survivability of these traditions. So I'm going to leave some links in the video below. I'm going to leave some social media links, some email links. This is not a research project that I can really develop on my own. I need the help of the community to do it. So once again, if you keep a Mari Lwyd, if you have gone out on a Mari Lwyd event in recent years, and if you just happen to see a Mari Lwyd, be it just before Christmas in 2020 or going through the early part of January 2021, I would really love to know about it. And we can get a sense of how this tradition is responding to surviving, thriving, or otherwise. I should say I'm not trying to actively encourage you to flaunt COVID regulations. That's not the point of this. It's merely to get a sense of what people are doing in response to the tradition, and see what we can do, see what we can learn about this in terms of intangible forms of heritage responding to things like viral lockdowns. Okay, that's where we are. I'll do some follow-ups on this if we get some responses. Fingers crossed we do, because I think it would be really interesting to see how the Mari Lwyd responds to this. Hopefully, this fog and mist will lift by the next time I do a video. I think I'm just going to have to film a little bit earlier in the day and maybe get some heating into the outdoor study. That's probably going to be useful. But for now, please do share this liberally, because I want this to reach as many people as possible, so we can really get a really wide and detailed picture as to the state and health of the Mari Lwyd in 2021. I should also add Llanfihangel Mar Lwyd are doing a Zoom Mari Lwyd. I've heard of this, and if we can, we might try and live stream that on the 6th, but we'll see how it goes and see if environmental conditions allow for it. Okay, thanks so much for watching if you tuned in, and I will be back with some less foggy videos as we get further into the new year. All right, thanks guys.